She was wide awake. She said, "I'm so bored."
I'm so bored.
She flies over to one of her fairy friends and tries to wake her up. Oh, but it doesn't work. So she tries it again. She flies over to another fairy friend to wake her up. Oh, but it doesn't work. The fairy queen says, "I give up.
I give up.
I love my fairy friends,
I love my fairy friends.
but all they want to do is sleep and float through the flower gardens."
But all I want to do is sleep and float through the flower gardens.
I need some adventure.
I need some adventure.
Then the fairy queen heard people coming in the distance. She pulled out her wand and filled her air with magic, and her, along with all the other fairies, disappeared from sight. Then 2 reporters, followed by their cameraman, came bursting through the field. Reporter Grace says, "Please, Taylor.
Please, Taylor.
You've had so many chances to report on some great stories.
You've had so many chances to report on great stories.
Can I just have this one?"
Can I just have this one?
Reporter Taylor says, "No way.
No way.
I've worked hard for this.
I've worked hard for
You have to earn your story."
you. You have to earn yours.
Then they both look at the cameraman. The cameraman says, "Hey, don't look at me. I'm just the cameraman."
Hey, don't look at me, I'm just the cameraman.
Reporter Grace said, "Well, I'll be covering the race if I get there first."
Well, I'll be covering the race if I get there first.
Reporter Taylor said, "No way. The public needs me."
No way, the public needs me.
And they both take off running towards the town. The cameraman calls after them, "Hey, either one of you can have a story without me."
Hey, neither one of you can have a story without me.
The fairy queen pops her head up and says, "I better go see what all of that was about."
I better go see what all of that was about.
Wake up, fairies.
Wake up, fairies.
The fairies all sit up and stretch. Fairy Charlotte says, "I was having the loveliest dream."
I was having the loveliest dream.
Fairy Amelia said, "I was having the loveliest dream too."
I was having the loveliest dream too.
Fairy Maya says, "I was dreaming about cotton candy."
I was dreaming about cotton candy.
Fairy Catherine Gray says, "I was dreaming about pink fluffy clouds."
I was dreaming about pink fluffy clouds.
The fairy queen says, "Never mind all of that.
Never mind all that.
You're going to want to see this."
You're going to want to see this.
The fairies excitedly flew towards the town. The town was all excited for the big race. They always loved to cheer for Hare, the town hero. Hare said, "Hey, watch me lift that boulder over there."
Hey, watch me lift that boulder over there.
Cheerleader Lily said, "Wow, Hare is so strong."
Wow, hair is so strong.
Cheerleader Lucy said, "Yeah, I'm so fast too."
Yeah, I'm so fast too.
Cheerleader Caroline said, "I can't wait to cheer for him today."
I can't wait to cheer for him today.
Cheerleader Maya said, "Go Hare!"
Go hair.
Then Tortoise comes over from across the hill, taking his sweet time. Tortoise is followed by his friends, some very slow but very kind snails. Right. Tortoise smiles when he sees the hare. He says, "Thank you for wanting to race me, Hare." Hare says, "Oh, sure, sure. May the best man win."
Oh, sure. And the best man.
Just then, the announcer steps up and says, "All right, enough mumbo jumbo."
All right, enough mumbo jumbo.
I want a good clean race.
I want a good clean race.
First one to go around the park and back wins.
First one to go around the park and back wins.
The hare says, "No problem. I think everyone knows who's going to win this race."
No problem. I think
tortoise smiles. He says, I'm so glad I wore my running shoes today.
I'm so glad I wore my running shoes today.
The snails say, hey, Mr. Tortoise, it would be an honor to run the race with you.
Tortoise, it would be an honor to run the race with you.
That's right. The tortoise says, I would be honored, my snail friends.
I would be honored, my snail friend.
The cheerleaders cheer. H-A-R-E, hare is the best.
H-A-R-E, hare is best.
The announcer yells, gentlemen, take your marks, get set, go.
Gentlemen, take your marks, get set, go.
Hare takes off like a shot. The crowd can no longer see him. The tortoise and the snails take off also. Snail Malachi says, is it just me or are we going really fast?
Is it just me or are we going really fast?
Snail Michael says, it's just you. Meanwhile, the fairies who have been peering through the flower garden have seen all of these things take place. Fairy Erin says, poor tortoise.
Poor tortoise.
Fairy Isabel says, yeah, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy.
Fairy Natalie says, hare is so prideful.
Hare is so prideful.
Fairy Anne Marie says, if only there was something we could do.
If only there was something we could do.
Well, the fairy queen pops up and says, we are fairies, aren't we?
Well, we are fairies, aren't we?
Let's use our fairy magic.
Let's use our fairy magic.
Fairy Anne Marie says, yes, but we've got to hurry.
Yes, but we got to hurry.
And with that, the fairies flew away to find the hare. Meanwhile, the tortoise and the snails are keeping their steady pace. The tortoise says, that silly hare doesn't know that slow and steady wins the race.
That silly hare doesn't know that slow and steady wins the race.
The snails all say, we agree wholeheartedly.
We agree wholeheartedly.
The hare looks behind him and he can't even see the tortoise. The hare says, wow, this race is easy peasy.
Wow, this race is easy peasy.
I'm so close to the finish line.
I'm so close to the finish line.
The fairies fly in from the flower garden and they all give the air a tiny tap with their wands. With each tap, the hare begins. Reporter Grace said, this is my story.
This is my story.
Reporter Taylor said, no way, this is my story.
No way, this is my story.
And the cameraman just didn't know what to do. Then he looked up towards the park and he could see the tortoise and the snail coming towards the finish line. He couldn't believe it. He pulled out his camera to get the perfect shot of the tortoise and the snails coming across the finish line. The cameraman says, hey, Mr. Tortoise,
Hey, Mr. Tortoise.
you just won the race. What are you going to do next?
You just won the race. What are you going to do next? I'm going to go to Disney World.
The announcer says 3 cheers for Tortoise.
3 cheers for Tortoise. Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, hooray!
The hare knew he'd been beaten fair and square, but he wasn't mad. He said, great race, Tortoise. Sorry I wasn't very nice to you before.
Great race, Tortoise. Sorry I wasn't very nice to you before.
The tortoise said, it's all good, hare.
It's all good, hare.
Want to be my partner for the 3-legged race next weekend?
Want to be my partner for the 3-legged race next weekend?
The hare said, that sounds great.
That sounds great.
And they all lived happily ever after.
What? What did you say?